Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 9th. I almost forgot. We're going to jump right in here. In your first row here for your general energies, you have this Griffin card. It says honor and luck. And clearly, there is some luck coming in for you. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. As I've said to pretty much everyone, we have Pluto entering into Aquarius this year. If you're not doing things differently, if you are not allowing the past to die, and if you're not transforming, going through a rebirth or a birth, I'll explain that to you in just a minute, because, people are always like, the world doesn't represent a birth. I'm like, it literally represents the end, achieving something. We go from the world to the fool, starting all over again. It literally represents a rebirth if you think of it that way. And that's how I think about it, right? So what I would say here is that you're clearly going through some sort of ending. But it's like, I used to say back in, I still say it from time to time, but I used to say back in like 2020 that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. It could be anything. You're going to have to, think and apply it to your life. But if you're basically, I think one of my favorite quotes of all time that could sum up your reading here, Aquarius, that also sums up the next 20 years, is if you're doing the same thing today that you did yesterday, you're stuck. That's from John Taffer. So if you're not doing something new, then I would get moving, because there's a lot of success here for you. Again, I think the other thing that really is very, very interesting to me is that I think what people need to realize is it's like, if you're focusing on global issues, on things, and I'm not saying these issues aren't important. Everybody's always like, how dare you say that, the rare, Mexican beaver isn't important in life? I'm like, I never said that, right? If your heart is dedicated to saving the rare Mexican beavers, I mean, by all means, eat your heart out, go for it. But what I would say here is, again, if you're worrying about it and doing nothing about it, then then it doesn't matter. Then you don't actually care. So what I would say here is, again, if you're worrying about the global issues, the things that are going on globally, again, I'm not saying these things aren't important, but what I am saying is that worrying about them is just going to keep you stuck. So you have to focus on what you can change. Again, I think there's a difference between what's going on internally and what's going on externally. Huge difference over the next 20 years. And I think the people that are more focused on what they can change in their own life and how they can improve in their own life, those people are going to be the ones that are super, super successful. So that's what I'd be focusing on. And again, when you're successful, then, as I just said to Pisces, again, very similar. I think I was talking about the rare New York sewer monkeys to Pisces, but for you, it's the Mexican beavers. What I would say is that, it's like when you finally, start making money and are successful, then you can go save all the beavers of the world. I don't care, right? But, what I would say here is that you're not going to be able to do it just by, crying about it. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. There's clearly like a new opportunity coming in for you. It is interesting going this way, by the way. Again, this is like the outside world is what I'm seeing here. Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Tower. I think there's a lot for you to worry about, Aquarius, like, like everybody else, but it definitely seems to be hitting you hard here. So there's a lot to worry about. But again, I just don't think it's helpful. I think there's also a lot of good stuff that you could choose to focus on that'll actually lead to the change. There's a lot of good stuff that could lead to a lot of abundance and success. You literally have this card in the area of the unexpected that says, know that you are safe and protected. So it's like you might be worried about things that you are perfectly protected from, that just won't even, affect your life, that won't even cause any problems and things like that. And I think we need to just be careful of this stuff, especially if you're someone, it's like politically, again, I'm not political, so do not take this as a political statement. I don't care, right? I don't care. I don't want I don't want anyone to rule over us, to have power over us. We don't need them. Plain and simple, right? Have they done anything? No, they haven't done anything. So what I would say here is that politically, if you're like worried about this stuff, that stuff will just consume your brain, right? So I think it's much, much better right now for you, and especially for like the next 20 years, Pluto in your sign. I think it would be much better for you to focus on the things right in front of you. How can you improve your own world? And again, when we do this, we inspire other people to do it, and then it causes a snowball effect. I think we're in a critical time, because it's like, the way I see it, it's like, if people don't do it, then it's not going to happen. If people do it, then we will create this positive snowball, and we will enter into a much better time. So, where we don't have to worry about the beavers. So there you go. You have these Six of Wands here, a lot of success coming in for you, a lot of abundance. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for you to have achievements at this time as well, probably based off of skills that you already have. I would be focusing on that. You do have the Eight of Swords here. Again, there does seem to be something that's keeping you stuck here going this way, going up here. It's kind of funny because it's popping into my head here as like, if you've ever eaten something like a steak, for example, maybe there's like a piece of gristle that's like running. That's how I see this in your reading. It's like a piece of something that I don't want to eat. And again, this is just an example. I don't really think this is talking about food. I think this is talking about, maybe something you have to face or something you have to leave behind or something you have to let go of. It's like, you have to do it, but it's like you don't want to do it or something. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we get. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Again, there's like a huge difference between like internal, external here. It's like internally Ace of Pentacles. I think you have a lot of good ideas. You have a lot of things that you think about accomplishing. You have a lot of things that I think could be inspirational to other people. Five of Pentacles, though, I feel is external, thinking that you don't have anything, thinking that you don't have the things that you need. And I'm not saying that you do either. But I'm just saying, I think I said it to you in your part 3, 2023 reading. I can't remember where I said it actually, but I'm pretty sure it was you, where I said, I think that it's going to be very important for you for like the next 20 years to ask, like, not like you probably won't maybe have the resources, whatever it is, time, effort, energy, money, assistance, whatever. But it's like, I think you need to start asking how. Just ask the question. Because I think when you ask a question, you put it out to the universe. And this is what I said to you, I think, in one of your recent readings, is that when you ask the question, the universe is like, oh, they're serious about this. I will bring them an answer. So I literally feel you have to ask. With the Six of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. Some of you, this could be like a breakup or a separation in love, or there are issues with lying, cheating, stealing. Here, Seven of Swords going up this way. But I think the Seven of Swords is really talking about tactics. I always say that the Seven of Swords to me is not a bad card. It's a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive. And I feel like there are, it's like if you're thinking that you're just going to burst right through an obstacle, probably not going to happen. Seven of Swords wants you to think about it, wants you to be tactical and say, is there a better approach to the things that I'm doing in my life, good and bad? Because it doesn't have to be bad. You don't have to be tactical only with bad stuff. You can be tactical with the good things that you're doing as well. It's like maybe you're doing something in your business that's working, but maybe there's a more efficient way to do it. So it's like it's working, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if there's a more efficient way to do it, then why wouldn't you want to do that, right? And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Star, your card. So it's like you have to let yourself out, Like I said, I keep getting internal, external. I'm wondering, again, I really feel the world needs more Aquarius. I feel like the world, because that's what we're entering into. And so it's like maybe if you're not revealing who you truly are to the world, or if you're fearing things, again, with the Six of Wands, this person right here is meant to look jealous. So it's like if there are things that you're afraid that people are going to criticize you about, or maybe you're afraid of people learning some sort of truth about you or something like that. But you know what the interesting thing is it's like, your truths that you might be afraid of revealing to the world are probably exactly what the world needs to hear. So whatever it is, I feel like this is saying, like, don't be afraid at this time. Next, we're going to look at what you need to know right now. You have the Sandpiper Spirit, says be playful. Again, I think everybody, all of us, I think, are maybe taking things a little bit too seriously. Whenever things go too serious, I think we need to, go the other direction here. You have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the World. I mean, literally what I said at the beginning of the reading, it's pretty simple. I mean, King of Pentacles is a card of convention. He represents the way things have always been done. Ten of Swords represents something being dead, done, over with. And, the World, as I said earlier, kind of represents a birth. She is being birthed through the middle of the world there, and she might be being born into the other side. She might be starting over, having a new beginning. It is a card of achievement, and she's able to create her own reality. She has like magical powers. She is a sorceress, on the World card. So she's able to create, pretty much whatever she wants in her life. But she basically has to do it. And I feel it's pretty simple. I do feel for some of you, there has been an ending to something that you thought would be permanent in your life. Could be anything. Could be a job, relationship, business, whatever. And I do feel like there are blessings actually coming in for you after like moving on from this. You have the King of Pentacles. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is like a hasty decision. It's, things moving forward too quickly or something happening too fast. So I feel for some of you that that something hasty has happened maybe in your life, or maybe there was a decision that happened too quickly. And I do feel like there needs to be a change here, or there needs to be, some sort of difference. If it was you that made a hasty decision, I feel just don't make hasty decisions in the future. For some of you, it's like a person who made a hasty decision. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Knight of Pentacles. It's like if you don't get moving, this is where the problems are going to happen for you, Aquarius, as far as I'm concerned. It's like if you just, I think that's when tower moments happen, right? It's like sometimes I think we get a little bit of a warning, right? Like a warning shot from the universe. And, it kind of reminds me of this channel. It's like earlier last year, or I don't know, it was like in the summertime, I think, or maybe like the early summer. I don't remember exactly where it was, but some of you might remember that my channel got taken down for like no reason, right? And I was like, damn, I better like get moving on some other things. Luckily, I have other businesses that support me, so I don't need this. But what I would say is I don't want to stop doing this, right? So it got me moving. It got me working on my Instagram. It got me working on other platforms, so that if something happens, I have those other platforms where I can keep doing this because I want to. So, I kind of feel that for you, where it's like if you have had a warning shot, I wouldn't be paranoid. Like, I'm not worrying about it with YouTube, I don't want to put that energy out there, but I'm just preparing, right? I'm just getting other things set up so that I don't screw myself. And, I feel like that could be this. That is the tower. The tower, it's like there's a warning first. The lightning, the tower is on fire. So it's kind of like there's a warning before that tower collapses. And, I kind of feel if you've had any of those moments, then I feel like this is saying get moving. With the World, you have the Moon. It's like you're too uncertain about the future. Again, it's the difference between, it's like possibility and probability for you here. And I feel like you need to lean more into kind of that, the land of possibilities and excitement and dreaming and all those other things. It's like a scary place to be because, just thinking about things that are possible, it's like they're just possible, it's just opportunity. But I feel like you need to tap more into, like opportunities and maybe things that are even a little bit more unrealistic. Maybe they aren't probable, right? Maybe you have big dreams of doing things that are not probable, but, I think now is the time where you could be very successful doing something that seems impossible. You have, next in the area of the unexpected, you have this conflict card. It says you might find yourself having personality clashes. Again, Mars retrograde. We are still technically, again, as far as I'm concerned, I would just wait until the middle of March. I would avoid arguments and, all that other stuff until after, like, the middle of March, basically, because we're still going to have, even though Mars is going direct, soon, we are still going to be experiencing this kind of energy. It says if you're experiencing competition, see it as a chance to up your game. There you go. It says know that you are safe and protected. So again, I feel like you are safe and protected at this time. You have the Tower, the Strength card, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Again, I wouldn't wait forever with the Tower card. The Tower can be avoided. I always say tarot is not a prison sentence. You're watching tarot because this week hasn't even happened yet, unless you're watching this in the future. But even if you are, you're watching it so that you can avoid this. People always say my readings are too positive. I'm like, really, if you actually clean out your ears and listen, they're not positive or negative. Really, they're just advice that you have to take advantage of. Nothing, this is a piece of paper with pictures on it. It can't do anything for you. It can't help you. It can't do any of that. It can only provide you with advice that says you can avoid this tower moment. So again, if you've been doing, the tower is falling because these people are ignoring reality. They've been doing things the same way for too long. So just like I said at the beginning of your reading, I feel like the simplest advice here is to do things differently in all areas of your life, or any area of your life where you are stuck. I would actually look, if I were you, I would look at certain things that maybe are comfort zones, right? With the Four of Pentacles and the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of strength, but she's kind of like trying to tame this beast right here, this lion, and it's submitting to her, but it's her inner beast. It's her inner critic that she is taming here on the Strength card. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to the past. So sometimes I think we hold on to comfort zones because maybe they don't force us to have to grow. Maybe holding on to a comfort zone, it becomes like a comfort zone, especially like if we're not trying or doing new things. And I feel like this is saying if you want to change your circumstances, you have to break outside of a comfort zone. It could be in any area of your life. It could be love, money, business, spirituality, pretty much anything. And you have the Nine of Wands here. Again, I think it's harder to do this in your position where, like, especially if you've been going through some challenges at this time, then taking a risk, obviously, is probably the last thing you want to do. But Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. It says when you take that type of risk to try new things or to do things differently, then you can be very successful. So let's see where this is going for you. With the Tower, you have the Seven of Cups, your imagination, everything I was saying on that Moon card. You always get this card. And I always say, it's like, I know that there's something inside of you, Aquarius, that you want to do. It's like, it could be a new business, it could be new ideas for your life, new things that you want to do, but these things have to come down to earth. With the Strength card and the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles, basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So time to leave a comfort zone. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups here. I thought I saw another Cups card here, person Cups card, but I didn't. So I feel like this is talking about caring for yourself. Even your next card here says make time for self-love. Queen of Cups is a card of like nurturing yourself. So I do feel it'd be a good time to take care of yourself. Here you go. In your last row, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Messages from your future self. You have this make time for self-love card. So anything you can do to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, all those things would be just a good idea. You have the Nine of Swords, the Lovers, and the Knight of Swords. I do feel like there was maybe a hasty decision in love. Either someone ran away from you. You could have run away from someone else. It's 10-10, by the way. It doesn't matter. And again, no criticisms here is what I would say. But, again, you could be having some sleepless nights or worries about this situation. I really feel like you need to realize that things are kind of just working out exactly as they're supposed to. There's nothing, it's like everything is perfect, even though it might seem imperfect. I think I said this to you. Everything is perfect in its imperfectness. Didn't I say this to you in I think it was part 2 of your 2023 reading, if I remember correctly. And so it's like, I think everything is imperfect, but in your life right now, or at least it seems imperfect, but I think it's exactly perfect for how it is. It's like the more you can surrender to that, as scary as that is, the easier things are going to get for you, I feel. That's what I feel here. You do have the Knight of Swords, so I feel like your future self is encouraging you to slow down. I think your future self is encouraging you to, not force things to happen, because he's, forcing this horse to run. You can see that horse looks very stressed out because he's forcing it, and I feel this is, saying, take your time. I do feel that there's finally a new path coming in for you here. I almost feel like this is an escape for you. And I'm pretty sure in one of your recent readings, I said, I have major deja vu in this reading for you, more than I normally do. I feel like it's an escape hatch. It's almost like you've been in a sinking ship. And I feel like there's an escape coming in for you here in the very near future if you don't have it already. And it's not a bad escape, you're escaping mentally. It's you are literally getting out of a situation here. So let's see where this is going. This is a weird reading, Aquarius. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. You have to try new things, though. Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I would be experimenting, trying new things to make your life grow. With the Lovers, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is a card of burdens and carrying a heavy weight. Again, maybe love is a burden, or maybe it has been a burden for you for a long time. So it could be something that needs to be released, right? Especially if it's weighing you down at this time. For others, this could be the burden of choice. And so if you have a decision to make, I would make a choice, because the Tower is kind of saying, the Tower comes into a reading, and especially in a reading where you have to make a decision, which was all of 2022 for you, Aquarius, all your readings were about making a choice. And it's but if we don't make a choice, then the universe will make one for us. And really, I feel like your answer is simple. Pick the new path, pick the new choice. And with the Knight of Swords, you have the King of Cups. How crazy is that? I knew that there was going to be another Cups card coming up. So if you're wondering, these are divine counterparts. So there could be true love coming in for you if you want love. If you don't want love, this could be, pretty much basically anything coming in for you. So, but I feel this is good feelings, good vibes coming in for you in general. I'm going to pull 5 main themes now here, Aquarius, and you have this Fair Man card. It says dealings with relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair, and you also have this December card. So you could have had a relationship with a person since December of 2022. is kind of what I'm getting here. Can we get more details on this situation? I feel like this one, yeah, temporary situation. Could have been, like, I'm getting that you could have had a fly-by-night relationship or a fling or something like that, and maybe it's just something that you're thinking about here. I feel this could also be you, that if things have changed since December, or if things changed in December, that this is temporary. You might be worrying about things, but I really feel it's just a temporary thing. You have this crown card that says honor and respect will come to you. This is by being brave. I really feel that some of you, it's kind of like, you could be being called. I feel like you are, not could be. I feel like you are being called to make some brave, bold decisions in your life right now. And I feel this is how people will see you. As in the very near future, successful, all these things. You have this fair woman card. It says dealings with relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. And you have this dog card. It says protection from a powerful friend. I do feel obviously you're protected. You have 2 cards of protection now. It could be a fair woman. It doesn't have to be. It could be any gender. I always say I don't attach gender in these general readings. I'm reading for too many of you. So it could just be a fair person that is protecting you. You have this scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair. We saw this. The gristle that I was talking about here in a steak, right? Ruining a good steak. So something like that has been ruined. And for you vegans out there, I don't know, whatever the hell you eat, grass. Maybe there's like a bad piece of grass or something like that in your meal. I don't know. You have this target card. It says a goal-oriented person. So there you go. I feel like you need to focus on a goal. I feel like you have goals. There are things you want to achieve. That would be my only focus if I were you, the things you want to achieve. Again, I see too many distractions here. It's like, it's not a bad reading because the reading is telling me there is a ridiculous amount of potential. But if you allow things, external to distract you, then I feel that could cause some problems. But other than that, I feel as long as you stay focused and you pick the new path, you're going to have a very good year this year, Aquarius. And that's what I would do. And if you're brave, bold, assertive, like the king with that crown card. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.